Our family of 7 lives in an RV full-time, so sometimes it looks like this, and other times it looks like this. But most of the time, it's halfway in between. This is me, Hope, and my family, photoshopped because we're lacking family photos, and we are lifelong learners. So please join us on our journeys as a forever learning family, and welcome inside my home. We have a 5th wheel that attaches to the back of my husband's truck, and it has 4 slide outs, which give us a lot of extra space. As you can tell from the plumbing apparatus, we are stationary most of the time. So here's the inside. We have the Highland Mesa Ridge 374 BHS. When I first walked in, I said, oh, well, this is a house. We'll probably move in here at some point. And sure enough, after using it part-time for a while, we decided to just get rid of everything and live in here full-time. Under the couch is adult shoe storage, and then the kids have shoe storage on the other side. An electric fireplace is opposite the couch and a TV above it, so that's really nice after we put the kids to bed to just unwind. And these are our books and art supplies, just as an invitation to read and learn. This is our board games and card games, which I cut open the boxes for and put them in Ziplocs, so we store a lot of games there. And this is our homeschool stuff. We don't spend that much time doing formal school, but it is something that we particularly like in hot weather. And those are the games that I couldn't bring myself to cut up the boxes for. And those are dress-up clothes that the kids can't get to themselves, which I love. This is my little section, and my husband has one too, just for stuff that we couldn't find space to store. This is our gift closet, where I store things that I buy other people throughout the year and give to them when the time is right. There's my husband's little section and some art I made. And yep, I'm standing on the couch because that's how you have to do it. And one thing I like about tiny home living is that one small candle will smell up the whole space. So my candle budget has gone down, which is really nice. And here's where the kids keep their snacks so they can reach them and I can sleep in. Here's their cleaning caddy when they help out with chores. I use Norwex rags because you just have to have water. And then I make my own cleaner for other stuff that just uses Bronner's and water. I use tablecloths as picnic blankets whenever we're eating on the floor because, as you could see, our table isn't quite big enough for all of us. My husband and I each have a catch-all drawer where we store cords and things. There's our air fryer. I love it. I use meal prep containers to store food because they're stackable and uniform, super nice. And I also use Ziplocs if I'm being more lazy. As you saw from the Ziplocs and with the vitamins, I use magazine holders for storage. So that's been a helpful little thing. It took a lot of planning to figure out where I was going to put everything. I do use disposables sometimes because I don't have a dishwasher. And I have a little basket for seasonal things. That one's obviously for summer that I can just grab before we head out the door. And I love all our plates and cups. That's one nice thing about it is I'm able to keep everything uniform. For some reason, I didn't record this until later, but that's our utensil drawer. And this is where I keep our waffle makers, egg maker, and stuff like that. And then little containers holding the smaller items. I don't have a stove or an oven. Well, I choose not to use them because of propane. So I've had to be a little bit resourceful about how I do cooking here. Each person has a cup that they are responsible for day and night, so we don't have a million cups that we're washing, and I keep the blender in the oven. I love how the spices come out like that for when I'm cooking, because I really do cook most of our meals. The sink's pretty nice. The kids do the dishes, so I try not to stress out too much about that. That's why there are stools. And the garbage is above where the stools are. That's where I keep our dish rags and our cooking utensils. And this is our pantry that has an air conditioning inside. The top section is for things that we get from Costco that we don't have space for. And then it's baking supplies, then things I have to cook with, and then below is just grab and go foods that don't need preparation. And I also store my vacuum and mop and broom and stuff in there as well. So not ideal, and I always have to keep that door open, but we are making it work. This is my favorite corner. It's like an enrichment corner. Well, the top is where I store the sheets, but below that is books and movies that I'm working on, and I have more books stored elsewhere. That's one thing that I didn't want to get rid of and just put into storage. Here are art supplies. I store our finished works in Ziplocs so that whenever we're ready to give them away, we can just pick some that we finished and send them to somebody. So we really like doing art together. This is my basket where I keep the stuff I like to do. I have my prayer journal, books. I like to have fiction and nonfiction, my traveler's notebook, note cards for writing letters, some Bibles, my laptop charger, and my knitting. So whenever I put the kids to bed, it's very inviting to work on any of those projects. And below that is where I keep books and movies that the kids can reach. And there are more books, a lot more books in their room, and my workout equipment, and on the left is my nursing pump. On the other side of the house, there is a supply closet and a control panel from which we move the slides in and out and control other boring stuff. And then there's the bathroom on the left. So yeah, we have 2 bathrooms, which is a huge blessing, but RV toilets are really gross. It's one of my least favorite things. And we keep our laundry in the shower, just because I didn't have anywhere else to put it, but now I really like that. It's our medicine cabinet and stuff, and then there are also drawers. So we have really even more space than we need in the bathroom, which is cool. So up there is, hi, where I keep my daily essentials and my husband's daily essentials. And we don't share a toothbrush. He was out of town when I made this video. And hi. So if you go the other way down the hallway, here is our room. I like it a lot. This is also where the baby sleeps for now. Above our bed is where I keep Peter's shorts and pants and any other clothes that we didn't have room for. That's the baby's little bed. That's worked out really nicely. This is everything a baby needs, pretty much. Keeping it simple. Here are Peter's clothes hung up, and then below is his biking stuff. And moving really fast so you don't see my reflection. There are my shirts and jackets and my shorts, and then in the drawers are our socks and underwears. And Peter and I each have our own blanket, so there's no drama if we're cold and fighting over blankets at night. And our shades are pretty cool, and they're blackout, so we sleep very soundly at night in the RV. We do our laundry in a separate unit that my husband set up, or at a campground laundromat if we're camping. And I love my rolling laundry basket. Finishing up our tour, we will go to the other end of the RV to the kids' room and bathroom. So this is called a bunkhouse. So as you can see, it has 4 bunks. That's how we're using it, but it used to be like a bench and a desk, so you can customize it how you need to. We put these pillow things underneath as rails so the kids don't fall out of the beds. The older kids don't need it anymore. And each kid really treats their bed as their own room, and it's cute to see them show hospitality and have their special box of things. It's pretty easy to keep track of their clothes as long as we keep it somewhat minimal. I display their art there, but when the fan's not there, it looks a lot better. But again, we live in Florida, and their bathroom, they are responsible for cleaning, so I try to stay out of there because they are still very young and messy. Underneath that bed, which by the way sleeps 2 kids most nights, is where they keep a lot of their toys, their laundry, their puzzles, and cutie. And there are a lot of toys on the other side too. And one thing I love about the RV is they play with toys more than they did at the big house because they know where everything is and it all has a home, and I like all their toys. So I hope that tour was helpful. I hope that if you're thinking about this lifestyle, you got an idea of what it could could look like for you and your family. And if you're just nosy, I hope your curiosity was satisfied. I'm a nosy person too, so I get you. And bear with me as I figure out the video stuff. I filmed that with my GoPro and the audio was terrible, so I recorded that separately while holding a baby and while it was raining. So I'm just going to focus on the important stuff and try not to be a perfectionist about stuff like this. And I hope to put out lots of good content, and I just really hope it's encouraging to you in some way. Thanks for watching, and please stick with me.